Hello, good day everyone. I'm here to give you information and travel you to the two countries in Southeast Asia, which is India and Nepal. So first, let's get travel. The first country, which is the India. Welcome to India. So next is the India flag and location. So first we will going to discuss about their national flag or Indian flag. So the national flag of India, the top band of saffron color, which indicates the strength and the courage of the country. And last band is green in color, shows the fertility, growth, and auspicious of the land. So next is the location of India. You see, India is located here. So it is a big part of the Asia because India is the seventh largest country in the world. So India's country's profile. So the capital of India is New Delhi. The nickname of the India is the cradle of human race. So why is it India is nicknamed as the cradle of human race? Because it is the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legend, and the great-grandmother of tradition. So as we all knew that India is the most rich in cultures and traditions and also in the history. So next, their currency is Indian rupee. Their political structure is separate socialist secular democratic republic with a parliamentary form of government. So their official language is Hindi and English. So part of the India speaks Hindi and parts of the other half of India was speaking English. So next is the main point of entry of India is Indira Gandhi International Airport, which is located in the capital of India, which is New Delhi. So this Hinduism is the dominant religion of India. So next is the regions of India. So there is 5 regions in India, namely Jammu and Kashmir, North India, East India, Central and West India, and lastly is the South India. So there are 29 states in India. So namely Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Bihar, Chhattisgarh, Goa, Gujarat, Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Maharashtra, Manipur, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Nagaland, Odisha, Punjab, Rajasthan, Sikkim, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Tripura, Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, and West Bengal. So next slide is the locations of the states. So tanawa lang ninyo din nga asa na-locate ang states of India. So naara siya sa pictures. So the next slide is the brief history of India. So I will not read about what's in the PPT, but I will give you information about the history of India. So before the independence of India in the year 1974, India was civilized by a lot of people. So India, we all know that India is the land of ancient civilizations. India's social, economic, and cultural configuration are the products of a long process of regional expansions. So Indian history begins with the birth of the Indus Valley civilization and the comings of the Aryans. So these two phases are usually described as the pre-Vedic and the Vedic age. So Hinduism, the religion was aroused in the Vedic period. So the 5th century saw the unification of India under Ashoka, so who made converted to Buddhism, and it is in his reign that Buddhism spread in many parts of Asia. In the 8th century, Islam came to India for the first time, and by 11th century had firmly established itself in the India as a political force. So it was in the 17th century that the European came to India. This coincided with the disintegration of the Mughal Empire, so paving the way of regional states in the contest of supremacy. The English emerged as victors. So the rebellion from 1857 to 58, which sought to restore Indian supremacy, was crushed. And with the subsequent crowning of Victoria as Empress of India, the incorporation of India into the empire was complete. So that was the after that, the India was gained independence from their struggles in the year 1947. So next slide is the fun and interesting fact about India. So first, cows are considered as sacred. So why is it cows are considered sacred among Hindus? So because it is the favorite animal of Lord Krishna, and they serve as a symbol of wealth, strength, and abundance. So who is Lord Krishna? So Lord Krishna is the god of protection, compassion, tenderness, and love, and is one of the most popular and widely severed among Indian divinities. So next is India has over 300,000 mosques and over 2 million Hindu temples. So we are not shocked about it, but it's true. India has a lot of mosques and Hindu temples. So third interesting facts about India was Rajasthan has a temple of rats. So why do they have a temple of rats in India, specifically in the states of India, which is the Rajasthan? So they do believe in rats that it carries good luck and fortune, and it is considered suspicious to see them or have them run over one's feet. So it's very annoying. Yes, it is true in India. They have a lot of temple of rats, specifically in Rajasthan. So I will show picture about the temple of rats. So this is the Rajasthan temple. This is the temple of rats located in Rajasthan. Next interesting facts is the India was the first country to mine diamonds. Yes, it is true. They found diamonds in the 4th century BC. So BC means before Christ. So it is very long time ago. So next is village with no locks and doors may be the safest on earth. So we think that India is a very dangerous place because we all think that Arabs is very aggressive. So, but there's one village in India that is very safe, which is the Shani Singapore. So that is the village in the India that is very safe. So next is frogs are married off. So why do they married those frogs? Because they do believe that dependence on a good monsoon has give rise to the numerous rituals to please the rain gods and bring abundant showers. One of these popular rituals is a frog wedding. So frog weddings are a way to please rain gods in which two frogs are married in much and same way as the Hindu wedding. It's very crazy, but it's true, and that is their traditions in India. So next interesting facts was Varanasi is the most ancient surviving city in the world. So this is the Varanasi, the most ancient surviving city in the world. Next interesting facts about India was around 70% of the world's spices came from India. So India contributes about 70% of global spice productions. So spices came from the following plants parts. So example of this is roots, rhizomes, stems, leaves, bark, flowers, fruits, and seeds. Herbs are typically thought of as non-woody plants. So most of the spices that we use came from India. So it's a very amazing country that they have lots of spices. It's not just a rich historical background, but they have a big part in the whole world because they produced a 70% of the spices that we used in everyday lives. So next slide is the basic greetings. So in first line, this is underlined, that is their language, and second line, that is English language. So I will not pronounce it because I don't know how to pronounce it correctly. So next slide is the formal greetings. So as I said earlier, I will not pronounce the Hindi language because I may pronounce it incorrectly. So please read it. Okay? So next slide is the tourist statistic. So India recorded a total of 18 million tourists in 2019, making it as the rank 14th in the whole world. In 2020, India generated around 13.41 billion US dollars in the tourism sectors alone. So it's very big money. Like we know all knew that India is one of the most visited country in the world. So this corresponds to 0.42% of its the gross domestic products and approximately 78% of all international tourism receipts in Southeast Asia. So next slide is the way of dressing of India. So the women, they wore is a sari. It is a long dress that covers the right shoulder and leaves the midriff bare. While the dhoti is worn mostly by men, is a long piece of cloth wrapped around the legs and knotted to the waist. So this is how they dress in India. So let's move on to their cultures and traditions. So first, cultures and traditions of India is greetings, or what they called namaste. So namaste, or one of the 5 forms of traditional greetings mentioned in the ancient Hindu scriptures, the Vedas. So, nakuha ni nila sa ilahang mga kanunuan. So, next cultures and traditions is their family structures, where their family structures is joined together, or joint of families. So, in India, there exists the concept of a joint family wherein the entire family, the parents, the wife, children, and in some cases, relatives are all live together. This is mostly because of the cohesive nature of Indian society, and also reportedly helps in handling pressures and stress. So next cultures and tradition is fasting. So fasting is an integral part of the Hindu culture. So fast or vrats, upvas, are a way to represent your sincerely and resolve or express your gratitude to the god and goddesses. The fourth culture and tradition is the marriage, or in the marriage they are arranged marriage system. So the concept of arranged marriage in India traces its origin to as early as Vedic times. So for royal families, a ceremony known as the Swayambar would be arranged for the bride. So next is the Atihi Devo Bhav. The sayings Atihi Devo Bahar is also integral. It means that guest is equivalent to God. So you know that India has a lots of gods and goddesses. So next cultures and tradition is the dresses of India. It is Indian ethnic wear. So Indian women are often seen sporting saris. So the sari is a single cloth and needs no stitching. It is easy to make and comfortable to wear, and also adheres to religious etiquette. So next culture and tradition is eating with hands. So this may not be sound great to many people, however it has many benefits. So fingers being heat receptors, they prevent your mouth from burning when the hot food is put inside. So that is their cultures and tradition. As we can see, they are bare hand. So we usually do that in our country. Yes, we have that in our country. Me personally, I am Fan of being bare hands when eating when I am home, but in many occasions or special occasions, I will not use a bare hands because it represents us very unprofessional in our traditions. So, but in their tradition, that is good for them. Next, cultures and tradition is Indian cuisine. So, it is all about spices and herbs, which is not suitable for many foreigners. So, but the spices are proven to have many medicinal values such as ginger, garlic, cumin, cloves, and turmeric. So, maybe foreigners are not fond of eating that kind of herbs, but it has a lot of benefits. Me personally, I am ignorant of that kind of foods, but in their country, it has a lot of benefits. So next culture and tradition is chanting, or they called it recitation of prayers in Sanskrit. So is in the form of simple praise or eulogy called stuti, sukta, or stava. So these chants are considered to be the oldest unbroken oral traditions since the existence of the Vedic literature, which dates back to the Iron Age. So, next culture and traditions is yoga. So, yoga is a way to learn and understand other spiritual India. Also, yoga is associated with the cultures and heritage of India. In Sanskrit, yoga means to unite and describes a way to live in a healthy life. So, next cultures and traditions is the India biggest and most important holiday of the year, which is what they call Diwali. It is a festival of lights that celebrates the triumph of lights over darkness. So, good over evil and the human ability to overcome. So, this Diwali has become a national festival of India. The festival is associated with Lakshmi, the Hindu goddess of wealth, prosperity, and good fortune. So, discuss about their cultures and tradition, we can say that it is true that they have a lot of cultures and tradition that I not belong there in my presentation. Only pick those important or their most popular traditions that they do every year in the India or everyday traditions in India. Next, let's proceed to the gastronomy of India. So, the cuisine of India is characterized mainly by its rich and spices dishes. Although vegetarian cuisine is immensely popular in India, and you will find a wide variety of rice, vegetables, and Lenten dishes, meat eaters are also catered for. So this is the food in India, which is the curry and chikdi. So this curry is the popular and well-known dishes in India, while chikdi is the considered as the national dish in India. So curry is one of the most popular and well-known dishes, tomato-based curries, known as the ultimate comfort food in India. And countries all over the world have adopted this opinion too. Curry spices are added to sizzling aromatic with other ingredients then added in, shimmering together until the flavor merge in the perfect harmony. So next is chikdi. Chikdi is a healthy Indian dish made with rice amongst various other ingredients like ghee or classified butter, cumin seeds, ginger, and asafoetida are optionally used depending on the preferences. Next slide is the popular drink in India, which is the masala chai. So this tea is the most famous and favorite beverage in all parts of India. So this spicy, melty, strong, and ethnic is made by mixing black tea with Indian aromatic spices and herbs. Next, we will be going to their popular tourist attraction. So their natural attractions. So the first picture is the Salkay Peaks located in Monsiari. Next is the Chitrakot waterfall located in Chhattisgarh state, and are waterfalls located in the border of Goa and Karnataka. So next is the Lonar Lake located in Maharashtra. So this Lonar Lake is formed due to the arrival of a meteor from the space that crashed into the earth and created this lake. So it is very amazing formation. So next is Majuli Island that is located in Jorhat. So next picture is the living root of bridge. So that is located in Himalaya. So I'll be going to focus about the Dodjagar waterfalls. So that is located in state of Goa, also known as the Sea of Milk, is referred to as India's highest waterfalls, which is approximately 310 meters high and 30 meters wide. So next is the pictures of Dudhsagar. So we can see the first picture, we can see the entrance of Dudhsagar waterfalls. Next is the people this is the road going to the Dudhsagar waterfalls. They are hiking to the Dudhsagar waterfalls. So the next picture is the close-up picture of the Dudhsagar waterfalls. That is, I can see that the falls is forming heart shape like a Hindu goddess in lower part of the waterfalls. Next picture is showing about the lower part of the Dodsugar waterfalls, that is a trail. It is a road of trains. So next the picture is the road of the trains in the waters above. So next picture is we can also camp in the Dodsagar waterfalls. In the lower part of the Dodsagar falls, there's a place that we can camp there. Next is the man-made attractions. So first picture is the Taj Mahal that is located in Agra. Next is the Hawa Mahal located in Jaipur. Next is Akshardham Temple located in New Delhi, the capital of India. Next is the Ajanta Caves that is located in Maharashtra. Next is Jaisalmer Fort that is located in Jaisalmer, and the Lake Palace located in Jaisalmer. So going to focus about the Taj Mahal. So Taj Mahal is located in the bank of the river Yamuna in Agra. It was built as a mausoleum to commemorate Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan's third wife Mumtaz Mahal. So specifically this structure, Taj Mahal, is a symbol of love. So Taj Mahal was built by the Emperor Shah Jahan because of his loving memory of his third wife, Mumtaz Mahal, who is said to have passed away after giving birth to their 14th child in 1631. Call it a symbol of immense of love. The emperor was left so heartbroken that his hair turned gray, eventually in grief. That's when he decided to build a memorial in his memory, and the construction began in the following year, 1632. It is said that the main building took 8 years to finish. The whole monument wasn't completed until 1653. So specifically, the part of this attraction is historical, but mostly it is a man-made attraction. I just considered it a man-made attraction. It can also considered as a historical attraction because of its background of why is it this Taj Mahal built. So let's go inside in the Taj Mahal. So this is inside the Taj Mahal. The main dome is built of marble-clad brick. Like the rest of the monument, it is accomplished by 4 other smaller domes. So this is the domes of the are surrounded by a cherry trees, a small summit kiosk, the same bronze spire as on the main dome to maintain the architectural coherence. The building material used in bricks, in lime, mortar, veneered with red sandstones and marble, and the inlay work of precious, semi-precious stones. The mosque and the guest house and the Taj Mahal complex are built of red sandstones in the contrast of the marble tomb in the center. Next, let's proceed to their heritage attractions. So first picture is the Khajuraho that is located in Madhya Pradesh. Next is the Humayun's tombs that is located in New Delhi, the capital of India. Next is the Agra Fort, which is located specifically in India, specifically in Agra. Next is the Elephante Caves. So next is the Nalanda Mahavihara, Nalanda University. So next I will be going to focus about the Elephante Caves. It's located in western India of Elephanta Island, so otherwise known as the island of Garapuri. So which features two hillocks separated by a narrow valley. So the small islands is dotted with numerous ancient archaeological remains that are the sole testimonies to its rich cultural past. So these are numerous archaeological remains which offer us a glimpse into the rich cultural past of Indian civilization. So these caves are famous for their rock-cut sculptures and carvings depicting Shiva as creator and the destroyer of the universe. Let's get inside. So let us begin our tour to the cave from the east entrance. To our left is the panel of Shiva and Parvati playing dice. So and on the right is the Ravana lifting Kailas. So as we can see this, as we go inside, these two scriptures or carvings. So picture is the Hara Reswara. Next panel is the most imposing among all the scripture at Elephanta, which is Shadijava or Mahismarturi. So the Colossus three-headed bust of Lord Shiva is one of the primary points of focus in the cave. It represents three different aspects of Lord Shiva. Aspect form of Lord Shiva where he has five heads, namely Tatparusha, Agura, Sadyurhata, Vamadiva, and Ishana. So the first four heads face the four cardinal directions. They represent different aspects of the Lord. So the scripture is not merely a panel but an important focus in the cave. Is evident from the way it is carved in the recess of the back wall flanked by pilasters. Picture is the Gadhara Shiva, narrating the story of the descent of the Ganga. Shiva and Parvati both stand in the Tribhanga postures, their bodies curved thrice. So we can see this picture in the middle. So next picture, Kalyana Sundara Murti. Kalyana Sundara Mutri, the marriage of Shiva and Parvati. So Shiva faces in the front, holding Parvati's hand, and she faces him, looking down shyly. The next picture is the dancing Shiva, Nataraha, on the right side and the northern entrance of the next picture is the final sculpture on the left side of the northern entrance and is sometimes called Yogeshwara Shiva since it seems to depict a figure in meditation. So next picture is the final element in the main hall of the cave is the Sarvatubhadra shrine. So with the massive lingam, each entrance to the shrine is flanked by colossus Dwarapalas, making this a most impressive sight. We go inside in the Elephante Cave, we can see that it has a lot of sculptures and carvings of the ancient Indus civilizations. So It has a lot of remains in the Indus civilization, even though it has a damage, but we can see pajoy mga daghan mga sculpture inside that caves. Bisan pa man sa taas na sa panahon nga na wala jud siya dali-dali nga naguba. Next is the city tour in New Delhi, India. So one day tour. So in what is the inclusions? Lotus first is the attractions, Lotus Temple, next is Humayun's Tomb, next is the Red Fort. So accommodation. So where to stay? In Taj Palace in New Delhi. So where to eat? Breakfast in the hotel, lunch in Saikab Sahab restaurant, dinner in Cafe Delhi Heights. So from main point of entry in Idhara International Airport in New Delhi, going to Palace, New Delhi is about 15 minutes away. So from Taj Palace in New Delhi to Lotus Palace is about 53 minutes away. So next is from Lotus Temples to Humayun's Tombs is about 14 minutes away. So next is get lunch in Saikab Sahab, which is about 2 minutes away from the Humayun's Tomb. So next is Saikab Sahab, their third from Saikab Sahab. They were going to their third destination, which is the Red Fort, is about 17 minutes away. So next is from their third destination to their dinner. So their dinner in Cafe Delhi Heights. It is duol gid siya mga 1 minute away. So next is back to the hotel, which is the Taj Palace in New Delhi. So that is all about the India. So we will be going to the next country of the South Asia, which is the Nepal. Welcome to Nepal. So this is the Nepal flag and locations. So Nepal flag is the crimson red, is Nepal national color, which indicates the brave spirits of the Nepalese people. So the two triangles symbolize the Himalayan mountains and represent two major religions, which is the Hinduism and Buddhism. Red triangular flag has been a Hindu symbol of victory since the time of Ramayana and Mahabharata. This is the location of the country. So it is very a small part that is above of India. So this is the Nepal. Next is the country's profile of the Nepal. So the capital of Nepal is Kathmandu. So the currency of the Nepal is Nepalese rupee or NPR. So the Nepal is the land of truth and the land of solitary meditation and penance. So next is the tourism tagline of Nepal is back on top of the world. So languages spoken are Nepali, Maithili, Bhojpuri, Taro, Niwar, Bajika, Magar, Dutele, and Urdu. But their national language is Nepali. So their political system is the Federal Democratic Republic. And there is no region, but there are 7 states. Nepal has a diverse geography, including fertile plains, subalpine, forested hills, and 8 of the world's 10 tallest mountains, including the Mount Everest, the highest point of the earth. Nepal is a multi-ethnic, multilingual, and multi-religious and multicultural state. So next is the states of Nepal. So Province 1 and Province 2 is a name. There's no official name of that province, but it has a capital, which is Biratnagar and Janakpur. So next state is Bagmati Pradesh. That capital is Tauda. So fourth states in Nepal is Gandaki Pradesh, The capital is Pokhara. Next is Lumbini Pradesh. The capital is Yokuri. Then Karnali Pradesh, which is Birendra. So next, last state is Sudur Pashchim Pradesh or Gud. The capital of this is Gudawari. So next slide is the location of the states. So as you can see, it has the location of every state in the Nepal. So next is the brief history of Nepal. So Nepal is one of the world's most beautiful places on the earth with some of the astonishing and breathtaking pictures, and anyone would miss them. The country of Nepal, which is located of the Himalayan mountain, has been said to inhabited along the timeline of around 9,000 years ago. However, the earliest record of people inhabiting Nepal dates back to 19th century BC or before Christ, who claimed to be the native people of Nepal. But during the reign of Kailan dynasty, today world's most prominent person was born who is said to be Buddha. Buddha means the enlightened one, and he has a huge impact in the history of Nepal and India as well. In 1806, the Prime Minister Bishim Thapa is elected, who tries to expand the kingdom and stays in the power till 1837. In 1923, December 21st, a treaty with Britain is signed which declares Nepal's sovereignty. In April 10, 2010, a Republic Nepal is formed and a monarchy is completely overthrown. So next slide is their basic greetings and formal greetings. So please read it because I will not pronounce it because I may unpronounce those words. So now let's proceed to their cultures and traditions. So first picture, the Shain or the Nepali equivalent of Durga Puja. It is a time for family reunions, exchange of gifts and blessings, and elaborate pujas. The Sain honors the goddess of Durga, who was created out of the Shakti or energy of all the gods, armed with weapons from each of them. Next is the center upper part of the presentation is what we call Nepali dance and music. Nepali has a rich traditional folk as well as classical dances according for Hindu methodology. Shiva, who is the god of dance in his Natahara form, used to do this famous Tandava dance here in the Himalayas. So next picture is the their traditional attire. The traditional attire apparel worn by the Nepali people are the Dauro Surawal for men and the Gunyo Cholo for women, and constitute a major portion in the culture of Nepal. Next picture is the arts and craft of Nepal. So Nepal has a vast history when it comes to art and craft. Even before the 17th century, woodwork was part in Nepal and had also become popular. There are magnificent door and frames present in Nepal. As what I have said, India has a rich culture, while Nepal has rich in arts and crafts. So next is the Jakno celebration. Celebration is a Nepalis have their own costumes and traditions, each with its own significance. So a lot of these are based on myth and superstitions. So like beliefs in witches, ghosts, and supernatural creatures, and reliance on tantrics and shamans. So they also indulge in animal sacrifices and the religious procedures. So that is all their cultures and tradition in Nepal. They are also rich in art and crafts, while India is rich in historical traditions and cultures. So next, we will going to proceed to their gastronomy. So the national dish of Nepal is the momus. It is a type of steamed dumpling with some form of filling. most commonly chicken or traditional yak, but often chicken and goat, and it is originally from Tibet. So this picture is what they called a mumus, the traditional dish in Nepal. So next is the popular drink in Nepal, which is the tongba. So it is made from cooked fermented millet that is combined with a starter. The grains are then mixed with hot water, and the resulting drinks is thick and milky with a pleasant mild flavor. So in India, their popular drinks is masala chai. In the Nepal is tongba. They are similarly the same. So next we will be going to their popular tourist attraction in Nepal. So their natural attraction. So the first picture is the Mount Everest. Next is the Fiwa Lake located in the south of the Pokhara Valley. The third picture is the Rara Lake. It is the biggest and deepest freshwater lake in Nepal Himalayas. It is the main features of Rara National Park located in Jumla and Mugo districts. So next is the Bignas Lake. The lake is the third largest lake of Nepal and second largest after Fiwa Lake among the 8 lakes in the Pokhara Valley. So last is the Gokyo Lakes. It is a oligotrophic lakes in Nepal's Sagamanta National Park. So let's going to focus about the Mount Everest. So Mount Everest is located between Nepal and Tibet, an autonomous region of China. So it is considered the tallest point of Earth. So in the 19th century, the mountain was named after George Everest, former Surveyor General of India. So the international border between Nepal and China runs across its summit's point. So it is the highest of the Himalayan mountains and 1,850 meters or 29,035 feet. So it considered the highest point on Earth. So next is the road going to the Mount Everest. So also camping in the Mount Everest, the lower part of the Mount Everest here in this picture. There's a camping site here. Then first picture, in this road you can see the Mount Everest. So second picture is this people that is hiking towards the Mount Everest, and third picture is the signage going to the Mount Everest, the road going to Mount Everest. So move to man-made attractions of Nepal. First picture is the Lumbini. The temples and monuments built in accordance with the Buddhist architecture are highly admired. So next is the Garden of Dreams. So known as the Garden of Six Seasons, Gardens of Dreams is a paragon of neoclassical architecture located in Kaisir Mahal, Kathmandu, Nepal. So next is the Hanuman Duka Dubar. So this temple built by Pratap Mala is the only example of a circular pagoda in Nepal. So the entrance to the palace is guarded by a statue of Hanuman. So the next man-made attraction is Rayanhiti Palace. So it was built in the 1960s. Palace may not be as beautiful as Kathmandu's older palace, but it is an imposing building nonetheless, with its design resembling traditional Nepali pagoda architectures. So last man-made attraction is the Ranighat Palace. So it was built in 1893 by General Samshir Rana for his wife. So it has been under ruin and disrepair for much of its existence because General Khadga was forced into exile in India in 1902. So now let's going to focus about the Garden of Dreams in Nepal. So it is located in Kaisir Mahal, Kathmandu. So known as the Garden of Six Seasons, Gardens of Dreams is a paragon of neoclassical architecture, as what I have said earlier. So the garden was made famous as the Garden of Six Seasons created for the Field Marshal Kaiser Samsir Rana in 1892 to 1964 in early 1920s. So these are dozens of gorgeous details in the small garden, including the original gate. So a marble inscription from Omar Khayyam's Rubaiyat, the new fountains and the pans and the clearly hidden garden to the south. So let's go. This picture is the surroundings of the Garden of Dreams. So basically that is the Garden of Dreams that they wanted to create. Next, we will be going to the heritage attractions. So first attraction is Pashupati Nath Temple. So it is located on the fringes of Kathmandu, the capital city of Nepal. So next is Buddhanath Stupa. It is a prominent pilgrimage center of one of the most popular tourist places in Nepal. Next is Swayambhu Mandir. So one of the popular holy shrines and the tourist places in Nepal. Also referred to as the Monkey Temple. The temple has many legends that make it quite popular. So next is the International Mountain Museum. Is known to record all the data and documents which are all related to all the mountains which are present in Nepal. The next attraction is the National Museum of Nepal. Going to focus about the National Museum of Nepal. It is situated at the Museum Road in the capital city of Nepal, which is the Kathmandu. So it is situated of the way to Swayambhunath Hill. So the museum offered artifacts dating back to the golden days in the country and gives you the glimpse to the glorious past. So there is a collection of BC coins. You can see all of these artifacts in this museum. So there is a collection of a BC coins, this picture, and also preserved relics of Nepal earthquakes during 1934. Animals, collections of dolls that were gifts to royals, women, and the laundry, one of the prime pieces of such historical weapons in the latter canon pertaining for Tibetan war period of 1792. So, as we can see in the picture, it has a lot of preserved relics and collections. That this weapons is the collection after the Tibetan War period of 1792. So that is all inside the National Museum of Nepal. We're going to have a tour package in Nepal, a one-day city tour. So inclusions: Buddhanath Stupa. Second attractions is Swayambhunath Temple. Next is Kathmandu Durbar Square. Next is their accommodation. So their accommodation is Kathmandu Marriott Hotel. So where to eat? So their breakfast is at hotel. Their lunch is at Jima Restaurant. Then dinner is Boyi Chen. So picture is from the airport going to the Kathmandu Marriott Hotel, that is 15 minutes away. So next is from hotel to their first destination, which is the Buddhanath Stupa. So that is 16 minutes away. So next, from Buddhanath Stupa, they will going to have a lunch in a Jima restaurant that is 38 minutes away from each other. So from their lunch, they were going to their second destination, which is Swayambhunath Temple. So that is 1 minute away. So malakaw ra gid siya. So next is from Swayambhunath Temple, they were going to the Kathmandu Durbar Square. That is 10 minutes away from each other. So from Kathmandu Durbar Square, they will have a dinner in the Boyi Chen's. So that is 3 minutes away from each other. And going back to the Kathmandu Marriott Hotel. So about the information of the two countries in Southeast Asia, which is the India and Nepal. I hope you have learned from the information I gave to the two countries, and I hope also you have an idea what's in the India and Nepal. Thank you for listening. Goodbye and God bless everyone.